this is a debate, whether or not Putin can be understood as a rational actor. And of course, I have no especially privileged, epistemological access to what is going on inside Putin's head. But I can tell you this, that I listened very carefully 8 years ago to Putin's Crimea speech after the illegal annexation of Crimea, which, we could call that, the Sudetenland, or call that the Anschluss. And it was a very grandiose speech. It was very carefully choreographed. It was all false, but it was, it was done with a certain rationality, a cleverness. He was the grand strategist. He was very shrewd. He was manipulative in a very almost kind of scientific way. When I listened to him 3 weeks ago now, give that hour-long speech on the Monday before the invasion started,
Yes.
my intuition, and you can take this with a grain of salt because I'm not a native Russian speaker, but my intuition listening to that was no longer the same person, that he was unwell, that he was much more unhinged, that his contact with reality, it had gotten, much vaguer. And my intuition was that we're no longer in the paradigm of a high stakes chess game. We're now in the paradigm of a Shakespearean drama, and an aging man facing his own mortality has decided to create immortality by destroying the world. It could be that whatever we do, Putin is determined to push that button, and end history with himself as the great ender of history. It could be that in either case, he would push the button. We don't know, we're guessing at this point. My sense is that the Ukrainians are fighting for all of us. I don't think Putin will stop at Ukraine. I don't think we're in a rational actor paradigm. I was on a panel with a very smart colleague of mine. We were talking to students, and I was talking from my, I'm sure, overly emotional Slavicist perspective. I'm an intellectual historian. I deal with many things that are fuzzy. I know a lot of writers and philosophers, and he was a game theorist, dealing with his world as a chess match. And I just felt like all the things he's saying are very smart, but they seemed irrelevant to me, because I thought that, the game theory works if you're playing chess and everyone's agreed on the rules. But what if somebody decides to take the board and throw it up and slash all the pieces? Then it doesn't help. What if we're outside the realm of rationality? And so, yeah, my feeling is Putin has to be ended immediately. In some way, somebody has to get rid of him. Somebody has to put a stop to him. I think he could easily blow up the world. I don't see any reason that he would stop at the borders of NATO. I'm also influenced because I'm a historian of the Second World War. So in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, we're in 1939, but with internet, and we can see it all in real time. Imagine if, 1939, there were internet, you could watch everything live streamed.
Yes.